All right, we're here at the Startup Health Festival in the Startup Health Studio, and I've got a few special guests who are going to be taking
Look at
over.
This. And in real time, we are doing a set change.
Set change, real time.
This is what
Sit
we love
down.
about live TV.
Oh, I'm sitting with you. Okay, all right.
You're going to interview us for a second.
We've been doing so many interviews down here, more than 100. So many that I haven't made it up to the Health Moonshot stage to see what you've been doing.
Let's start with a question for you.
Okay.
What was it like down here? What was the
Oh,
experience?
I got a mic. I got a mic. Don't worry about it.
How do you feel?
I'm so inspired.
You must be tired.
Everyone keeps walking by and saying, you must be exhausted, and it's the opposite. I'm so energized by the entrepreneurs that I've gotten to talk to. They're amazing. They have been talking about collaborations. They've been talking about the meetings that they've had. It's fantastic.
So I saw something really cool on the social channels about you. And see if you can
He's
guess.
a little concerned.
See if you can guess who this is. It said Logan, and it had these like lovey stars, and it said a voice for radio and a face for TV. Who said that?
I can either be my mother or my wife. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got a fan crew
or my
up
child
there,
or my children.
Yeah, I think first of all, thank you, Logan. This was, I've heard numerous times over the past 2 days how incredible it was to get additional context to being at the Startup Health Festival, and for people to not only see the incredible content upstairs on the Health Moonshot stage, but to hear the stories and meet the entrepreneurs behind all the magic.
Yeah.
So
a lot of interesting trends coming out. Yeah, it's going to fuel content for the next month, so it's going to be fantastic.
Did you learn anything? You learned stuff?
I do. I felt like there's a lot of interesting entrepreneurs who are really going upstream to solve problems. You've got, someone who's like Goldfinch Health, who's looking at addiction and saying, you know what, we need to start with surgery and get surgery right so we don't prescribe so many opioids. Or a bunch of examples of ways people are sort of thinking creatively and going upstream. So,
well, it's cool.
Just one trend.
Right after you interviewed the Goldfinch Health guys, I saw them upstairs, and upstairs here at the Startup Health Festival, it is extraordinary. There's energy. I saw them upstairs, and we talked, and they said they had a great session down here, but there's literally thousands of meetings taking place upstairs.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Three floors of energy, each with different energy. Obviously down here we had the streaming live feed, but on the second floor we've been hosting the Health Moonshot stage content for the last 2 days. The most incredible conversations with Google and Facebook and Amazon and Salesforce and incredible leaders like David Feinberg and Toby Cosgrove, incredible, inspiring stories of not only the entrepreneurs that are working on the moonshots, but patients that they're impacting and helping. And I think really trying to make sure that every year we do this as a celebration of the progress that we've made over the past 12 months and looking ahead over the next 12 months what we need to achieve. And I think this commitment we made 8 years ago to come back for the next few decades to make sure that this is our annual check-in, looking backwards at progress, but looking forward at what we want to achieve and making sure that we just recommit each year to doing this in a meaningful way. And the army of entrepreneurs and innovators and partners has grown. We came here first with 20 companies in 2013.
The year before that, it was just you and I,
Yeah.
and we were sitting in a booth at an awesome Mexican restaurant
All day.
down the street. We just took over a booth, and it was awesome. We weren't even drinking. It was like ice water.
We took the Startup Health logo and put it on a little pad to actually let people know this was our booth.
This was our booth.
Yeah.
That was our festival. So that was actually our ninth year.
From 2 people to over 2,000.
Maybe next year we got to take over that Mexican restaurant.
Well, maybe that will be the after party.
nostalgia.
Maybe this year.
After party.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, it's been a lot of fun.
What were your big takeaways from the Health Moonshot stage? What inspired you, if you could pull out a thought or two?
The optimism. We're at a new dawn of a new decade here. We just finished a really interesting decade that I think set the foundation and groundwork for extraordinary progress to be made. So I felt a sense of optimism from entrepreneurs, from CEOs, from authors, thinkers, journalists, patient advocates.
Patience is the big one. I think if I really think about that main stage, seeing the patients up on there with the companies that made an impact on their lives and hearing those stories, and seeing the trailer for Susan Williams' new documentary, the wife of the late great Robin Williams, and the trailer we got to see yesterday. I think just the patient advocacy is impacting, and I think oftentimes people think of an industry and companies as just organizations out to make money, but these are organizations dedicated to make an impact on people's lives. And to hear those stories, I think, was the most touching part of the 2 days up on the stage that summarized that.
Yeah, we really worked hard at a couple of things this year. One is bringing more patients into the conversation. It's so essential and critical. We also are very proud that 41% of the startup health companies here are founded or co-founded by a woman. That's really, really important to us.
Especially in an industries that are like...
In the tech industry, it's in the single digits, Across the street at other health things going on, it's in the single digits. So we're really proud of that. I'd like to see it at 50 or 60%, But these things matter. These things make an impact, and so we're just going to keep trying to bring it every year and see where we can take this.
Bringing that patient perspective full circle, I got to ask so many entrepreneurs in our portfolio what inspired them, and so many of them have come into their work out of personal experience. They themselves were patients, and so the level of empathy within the companies and the entrepreneurs we talked to, so many of them embodied the business and the patient together.
Well, everybody's, it's always a mother, a father, sister, a brother, a child, themselves, their relatives that are impacted, and they decide sometimes in an instant that they are going to spend the rest of their lives making sure that other families and other people don't have to go through that. And I think that's what makes this...
Hey, look at this.
Howard Krein, our chief medical officer.
We got another brother here.
And my brother.
My two brothers.
My three brothers. How you doing, Howard?
Anybody can be a brother now?
Anybody? Nope.
Startup Health.
So we got our chief medical officer here. I feel special.
Yeah, well, listen, you guys...
We only have time for a closing statement, so Howard, you did a lot of interviews today.
A closing statement?
Yeah, make it brief.
Make it brief. In case the camera...
Oh, there you go, in case the camera's...
That camera, that one. There we go.
So there you go. So closing statement. Well, as we close out the Startup Health Festival, day 2, it's been an amazing, absolutely an amazing time. I think that first off, the fireside chats, the chats that we had with people like Toby Cosgrove and David Feinberg were amazing. They were energizing. It's exciting to be in this space. There has been so much collaboration. There are so many health transformers here that have had so many great meetings that we really are really on our way to creating and achieving all of these moonshots.
Yeah, and great opening keynote this morning, man.
Fantastic, guys. All right. We got to move on to our next entrepreneur interview.
All right.
Thank you, Logan.
And thanks
everybody
who
watching.
tuned in over the past couple of days to watch the amazing entrepreneurs, either down here on live TV or upstairs on the Health Moonshot stage. It's because of you that this is all happening, and we're going to make this happen.
Awesome.